Have you ever considered the possibility that buying a new camera could actually make you worse at photography? Hang on a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Why would I buy a new camera that isn't an improvement on my old camera? Of course it's going to be better. Of course it'll make me a better photographer. Surely. Well, it's actually about relationships. Because the relationship that you build with your camera could be its biggest and best feature. And with a new camera, that relationship hasn't had time to build. It's that feeling of being at one with your camera, instinctively knowing where all those controls, all those features are. In time, you'll develop a working knowledge, a relationship with your camera to get the very best out of it. One quick look at the lighting and you know instinctively what on your camera is going to work. And you know that through experience, don't you? What film simulation, what color space, what compression, you know how the camera is going to handle the lighting. And so you can get straight to work with what you know the camera can do. And the thing is, tweaking settings with a camera, an old faithful camera that you know really, really well, you know, that is easy. You don't need to think, how do I do it? And here's the rub. When you succumb to the urge to buy that all new singing and dancing camera, you know the one I'm talking about, the one the manufacturers told you you couldn't do without. When you change to that, everything slows down. You're in a new relationship. You've got to take it steady. You've got to learn about each other. You've got to find the functions, find what the camera can do, and persuade the camera to do what you want it to do. And that's not always easy at first. You have to start again with your camera, right at the beginning. I'm not sure I'm explaining this very well. Are you still with me? Let's use an analogy. Let's say it's not a camera, it's a car. And you've been driving a car for quite a long time now, and you think you know it pretty well. In fact, you can drive that car pretty much any way you want to. You know what it'll do. Want to drive economically for a while? Save a little bit of gas? No problem. Want to pick up the pace a little bit? Hey, late for your meeting, are you? Well, put your foot down. Go on, hammer it. Within the speed limits, of course. It's wet now on the road, but you feel secure in the corners because you know your car. And then your new car arrives and you go out driving like a learner. That's right. You revert to being really tentative again because you don't know what the car can do. You don't quite know where the functions are. Again, they're not at your fingertips. You don't drive it like you drove your old car. This time, everything's new and you've got to learn it again. And that's going to take a while to build up a feeling of just what it can do. It's a similar feeling. And I'm not saying the new camera isn't going to be better, of course. I'm pretty much 100% sure that it is. But be prepared. You might have to take some pain before you get the gain. And the more time you spend with your camera, the faster you'll get to know it. Strengths and weaknesses between brands, operating systems in particular, they can be wildly different. So just be prepared. And if you did buy that new camera and now you're thinking to yourself after a couple of shoots, oh my God, this is terrible. My old camera was so much better. Then what I would say to you is don't panic. Before you list your new camera on eBay, hang on. Remember, you haven't got to know this camera yet. Put the time into your relationship and pretty soon you'll be getting results better than before. Just don't expect it to happen overnight. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please take a second to give it a like. I know that sounds a bit sort of YouTuber dullish, but it makes a massive difference If this video hasn't bored the pants off you, maybe you'd like to watch another photography video, and I'm going to suggest this one.